Alright, so this is our little beige Slav cart. It's got Slav written on the side, that's for us. And this is generally the cart that we'll leave on stage when we do our performances and our mixes. So here's what it looks like. You've got your monitor mix up top. I'll explain why there's two in a second. You've got one of our amps. This is for the monitors. So just one amp for the monitors that can be used in a few different ways. Here's our digital snake. Here's our drive rack, another amp, and another amp. So these two amps don't actually go for monitors. These are for our mains. So mains and fill. Just so, this is our big board. This is our old soundboard. I had a little bit of an issue. Let me show you. Where a few of our channels burnt out, caught a little fire, did a little smoky, burny thing. So it's not great. So we have this little board here. It doesn't have as many channels, but it does just okay. So you've got your 14-ish inputs across the board. Do note that the last four don't actually have gain. So just be wary of that. Your first 8 do have gain. And then this entire thing is just used to do your monitor mix, as you can tell here. And then you take the outputs from this board, which are actually on the back, your main outputs. You've got 2 sets. You can take whatever set you want, doesn't matter. And then you're going to go into the PV amp. So you've got channel B and channel A and the outputs. So there's 2 things we can do. We can either do 2 sets of the exact same monitors. So you can drive 4 of the exact same signal, or you can take alternate outputs. So you can do 1 output on the mains and 1 output on the alternate or on like the aux, so that you have 2 different mixes. So like you could do front monitors and rear monitors on those, and then you'll take the 1/4 inch from here and they'll go out to the monitors, which we currently just have JBLs as monitors. Okay. Now, you've got your 2 channels here, A and B. Compression, we don't use that. That's how much your sensitivity, gain, whatever you want to call it. You turn that up, it gets louder. So if you need to make on-the-fly adjustments to one or the other monitor, that's where you would do it. They can stay at 0. Usually keep them at 10 because that's nice. This is our digital snake. So you've got 32 inputs across the top, and then you've got 16 outputs across the bottom. Now, generally what we're going to run is we're going to run a few vocal mics, a few instrument mics, whatever. And then we'll take our first 12 outputs are all going to feed into that monitor board. Okay, so these are just going to be buses or direct outs from the channels. So like vocals, guitars, whatever else, bass, violin, and that'll just come out straight from these first 12 channels, and they'll feed into this thing here, and then you can change the monitor mix up top. Channel 13, 14, 15, 16 are outputs. So there's 2 sets of left and right where you can do sub, speaker, doesn't matter, and they go into our drive rack. Well, if you're doing one set goes into the drive rack, the other set goes straight into the amp. Just because reasons. You can take both out of the drive rack, but because they're different amps and different speakers, it sounds odd. So one set, usually our main set, goes into the drive rack. So there's just inputs on the back for left and right, and you'll take the left and right high outputs out of the drive rack. You'll do your auto EQ wizard thing on there, and then you'll go into the Behringer amp, which then gets sent to our EVs on the stage there. This is usually used for side fill. So this is our crown amp, and you can take many inputs and many outputs through these, and these can be sent to side fill, so like one of our other sets of speakers. And that is this wonderful little beige cart.